let me ask you something. If you could get SARS to help you fund your retirement, would you like to know how? Because that's exactly what a retirement annuity can do. And yet, most South Africans either don't use an RA at all, or they buy the wrong kind and then sabotage the whole thing with high fees and poor funds, potentially costing them millions of rands over time. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to invest in a retirement annuity like a pro by sharing why RA is so powerful, why some people don't really like RAs, and at the end, I will give you a checklist for choosing the right type of RA to avoid the classic mistakes that I see people make all the time. Now, I've personally helped hundreds of South Africans build their first proper investment plans, and a retirement annuity is one of the most misunderstood tools in the whole investment toolbox, most likely because there are a lot of strong conflicting opinions about RAs floating around online.
I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
My job today is to show you both sides of the coin so that you can apply your own mind to decide if you want to use this tool to help build your investment empire. Now, retirement annuity is not an investment itself. It's more like a tax wrapper where you can put investments inside. It is hands down the investment vehicle that offers the most tax benefits to South Africans. So let's start off with the 3 reasons why a retirement annuity is so powerful. First up is the tax deductions. Each contribution you make to a retirement annuity reduces your taxable income. You can contribute up to 27.5% of your income, capped at 350,000 Rand per year, and that contribution can be treated as a tax deduction. In plain English, you earn money, you invest some of it into an RA, and SARS says, cool, you are allowed to pay less taxes. And if you've been paying pay-as-you-earn taxes every month through your employer, that often shows up as a Lekker tax refund when you submit your yearly tax returns. Now, an easy way to calculate how much taxes a RA can save you is to multiply your yearly RA contribution with your marginal tax bracket that can be found on the SARS website. For example, if you earn 600,000 Rand per year, you will fall within the 36% marginal tax bracket. And if you contribute 60,000 Rand to your RA, you will pay about 21,600 Rand less in taxes that year. If you contribute more than the yearly limit, it's not like a tax-free savings account where you get punished with crazy tax penalties. The excess amount just rolls over and can be used to lower your taxes the next year. Now, SAFAs always like to complain that we pay too much taxes, which we are, so this is one of the best ways to help absorb some of the tax shock that we all have to experience. The second big tax benefit is that the investment growth inside the RA wrapper is very tax efficient. You are not paying any tax on interest, dividends, and capital gains the same way that you would in a normal investment account, which helps your money to compound with less tax drag, and this can become incredibly powerful over many decades. But, and this is an important but, it is not tax-free forever. It is tax-deferred, meaning you benefit now from the tax deduction, your investments compound tax-free for years, and then one day when you retire, SARS will want their slice. Because at the age of 55, you can take up to 1/3 as a lump sum in cash, which is taxed according to the SARS retirement tax tables, with the first 550,000 Rand being tax-free. The rest of your retirement annuity will need to be converted into either a living or a life annuity, which will pay you a yearly pension income. And that income is taxed like normal income today. So retirement annuity isn't completely tax-free forever like a tax-free savings account. It is tax-deferred. The third great benefit that most people don't even know about is that a retirement annuity is one of the most powerful estate planning tools available to South Africans, because RAs don't get treated the same way as normal investments when you die. And the big word here is estate duty. Estate duty is basically the government's thank you for dying with too much money. And it can be either 20% or 25%, which is insane when you think about it. It means that if you build real wealth over time, you could potentially lose a fifth to a quarter of it to the government. So when I say RA can be powerful for estate planning, this is what I mean. If you are a high earner and you're building serious long-term wealth, a RA can become an incredible strategic tool to preserve more of the wealth for your family, and it is therefore not just another retirement product. A retirement annuity is also protected from creditors. If you are a business owner, this is important, as even if you do go bankrupt, your creditors cannot empty out your retirement annuity to pay off your debt. Alright, so far it sounds like a RA is perfect, but unfortunately, as with most things in life, it is not.
This is the worst. This is the worst. You are the worst. I hate looking at your face. I want to smash it.
There are 3 real drawbacks that you need to know about so that you can learn how to plan around them. The biggest pushback that I see from anti-RA activists is that you can't just take the money whenever you feel like it. And honestly, that's the whole point. The government wants retirement money to actually be for retirement. So typically, you can only access an RA from the age of 55 when you become disabled or 3 years after immigration. Now, since September 2024, we also have the 2-pot system, which makes things a little more flexible. For every contribution you make to an RA, 1/3 will go towards a savings pot that you can access every year. But I need you to hear me on this. Just because you can access a portion of your retirement money does not mean you have to. If you treat the RA savings pot like a holiday fund or an emergency fund, you are going to destroy your retirement. It is like eating the seed before it is allowed to become a tree. If you are worried about access to your money, don't fix that by raiding your retirement savings. Fix it by building a proper emergency fund and a separate discretionary investment account alongside your RA. That is how you keep your retirement money sacred without feeling trapped. The second biggest objection from RA haters comes from Regulation 28, which is a set of rules that governs what retirement funds are allowed to invest in. And yes, it limits how aggressive you can go, with the main limits being equities capped at 75%, properties at 25%, and offshore exposure at 45%. So you can't just go 100% offshore equity inside your retirement annuity, even if it would make sense for you if you are young and you've got a long time horizon. If we look at the average performance of the different asset classes over the past 15 years, foreign equities have outperformed all of the others by quite a margin. And seeing that we are living in a third world country using a weaker currency, this trend is likely to continue long term. So yes, you will most likely get a higher after-tax return just investing your money in a normal taxable investment that has no limits. I've also run the modeling on this, and I will not argue this point. But most people will look at this one fact and say, well then, an RA is pointless. For me, that is amateur thinking. It is the equivalent of saying Cheslin Colby is a better rugby player than Eben Etzebeth just because he can run faster. Both of these players are excellent, with each one bringing his own strengths to the team. If you understand enough about personal finances, you would know that building true wealth does not only entail getting the highest possible return for the lowest possible fees. Think of your finances like an octopus with 8 legs. Investment returns is only 1 leg, but for an octopus to thrive, it also needs its 7 other legs, which includes tax, retirement, estate, cash flow, insurance, debt, and behavioral planning. Do I like these limits? No. I also think the government should scrap them. But I'll say this loud enough so that the people in the back can hear me. Your RA does not need to do everything. It is just one piece of your plan. You can still build a fairly aggressive, growth-focused retirement annuity within Regulation 28 limits by maxing out your property and equity exposure, and then just complement it with offshore investments outside of your RA if you want more global exposure. And thirdly, people hate RAs because they have either personally been scarred by horrible fees or they know someone else that has. This is because of policy-based retirement annuities that are aggressively being marketed and sold by insurance companies in the form of a disguised long-term contract, where if you want to reduce or stop your contributions, or if you want to move your RA away, you essentially violate the contract and get penalized with expensive clawback fees. Now, I'll just be upfront here. These are rubbish products where the effective annual cost can go much higher than 3% per year, which is a tragedy because high fees don't just reduce your returns today, they continue to compound against you over decades. But the great thing is, you don't have to be sucker-balled into these rubbish products. You can open a retirement annuity on a low-cost platform using passive funds and keep the total EAC below 1% if you are going to go the simple DIY route. Now, if you are already stuck in an expensive policy-based retirement annuity, you can still move it to another platform, but you need to be careful. If your RA is still small and you have a long investment time horizon, moving to a cheaper platform will most likely make sense. You can use the 10x comparison report to understand and compare your options. But if you've got a meaningful amount invested and there are penalties involved, moving might actually cost you more than staying. So that is when it will be worth talking to a financial planner who can run a proper analysis just to make sure that you don't shoot yourself in the foot by just trying to save fees. Alright, so to invest in a retirement annuity like a pro, here is what I would do. Firstly, I will need to decide how much I want to allocate to retirement savings. Now, a simple rule of thumb that I like to use is to aim for around 15% of my pre-tax income. Then I will choose one passive balanced index fund on a low-cost platform. After that, I'll automate my monthly contribution via debit order, and then I am done. That is it. It does not have to be any more complicated than this. I will review my investment plan only once per year. Not weekly, not every time the rand sneezes, and especially not when Frikkie at the braai tells me that people who invest in RAs are stupid. Don't listen to Frikkie. Rather tell him to download my free 10 Baby Steps to Financial Freedom ebook down in the description, which will give you both a simple step-by-step roadmap for your entire money plan in South Africa so that you can know when to do what and in which order. So retirement annuity, when used properly, can be one of the most powerful wealth building tools in South Africa, where you can reduce your tax now, compound your wealth efficiently, and build a serious retirement base whilst avoiding the worst type of taxes to pay when you one day kick the can. But even though an RA can be incredibly powerful, I don't think it's the best investment vehicle in South Africa, because there's one account that gives you something an RA can never give you: tax-free growth for life with far more flexibility and almost no restrictions. And in my opinion, every single South African should have one of these. So if you want to learn how this investment works, make sure to click on this video next. Lekker.